Welcome in. Good Friday afternoon. You're listening to High School Game Day here on Tennessee Sports Radio, 1180, tnsportsradio.com. I'm Chris Thomas alongside Seth Jensen. A lot of good stuff today. Big day in high school football. It's sunny. It hasn't been
sunny.
It's a big day. We've got Maryville Farragut. Tons of big matchups. I'm excited. I can't say anything else. I'm just excited.
Last week was a big day of football for many teams.
Yeah, big week.
Really, it's going to make the playoffs.
You know, it's weird, Seth, and you talk about the playoff picture, and I got caught up today kind of thinking. I was looking at GP's record. They're 4-4, of course, last night after their 33-7 loss to Austin East last night. But I was looking, I was like, well, you know, 4-4, you've still got, 4 games to try to win 2 to make the playoffs. But I was thinking college football, and I think it's a really difficult transition when you deal with both all the time. There's 2 games left, Seth, in the regular season for a lot of teams. It's gut check time.
High school football flies by so much more.
It does, and 2-3 more weeks. We're going to be in November. It's going to be state playoff time. Before we dissect that a little bit more, let's go ahead and get to the phones. We've got CAK head coach Rusty Bradley on the phone. They've had some big news this week. Coach Bradley, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. How are you guys doing?
Hey, Coach, we're doing good. Hey, Coach Bradley, you guys are coming off a bye. What are some of the things that you guys worked on this week as you prepare for Kingston tonight?
It was really a good we've got in the weight room on Monday and got a nice lift in, got a good conditioning time outside, and then we practiced on Tuesday and Wednesday, got a good jump start on Kingston, introduced some things, introduced their schemes on both sides of the ball. That was on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday, we actually had our high school retreat where our classes are off campus, and it's the time just for the classes to be together and to do some things spiritually and kind of get away from things a little bit. So they had last Thursday and Friday off, but the time that we had with the football time was good. We got a good introduction to Kingston, got some guys healthy, and so it was a good week for us, and it was definitely much needed time off.
Coach, how important is it for you and your players to get that time off during the bye week? If nothing else, just to recover mentally.
I think it's very important. Obviously, football is a contact sport, and guys get beat up and kind of nicked up a little bit. So it was good to get a rest physically, also just mentally. Football in a lot of senses, it's a lot like school. You're studying, you're preparing for the game, learning, watching film, preparing, going through game plans, practicing, and then Friday night is your test. And then the next week you got another test you have to start studying for. And so there's a lot of mental work that's involved as well. And so it was good to give those guys a break mentally and physically last week, and I think it's going to help us hopefully down the road.
Coach Bradley, you guys got some good news this week. The AP State rankings came out, and you guys were number 1 in your class. First time in school history. What does that mean to you, and what does that mean to your team to be ranked number 1 in the state?
I think it was big for our guys. We really were upset after we lost to Grace because we had an opportunity to be number 1 in the state, and we let that slip away. And to be given a second chance, to be given a second opportunity to have that number 1 ranking was really important. And I think the biggest thing I think for me was just a reminder that God has something up with this team. God has a purpose for this team, and it's just a reminder to me of how much this program has grown and how much God has done for us, because what we have, it's not because we're special, it's not because I'm a good coach, it's because of how God has blessed us. And I think seeing us ranked number 1 this week was just a nice reminder for that and to kind of keep us grounded, honestly.
Hey, Coach Bradley, as always, thanks for coming on the show, and good luck tonight. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Seth, I want to get into these picks.
You do, Chris? Are you sure you want to pick against me, man?
Dude, this is my day. Today is my day.
Today's the day where you go at it.
Let's do it.
Sevier County at Cherokee, 6-1 versus 5-2 Cherokee.
Cherokee, good football team. Don't know as much about them as I do Sevier County, but you know what? I'm on the Colin Lavoie bandwagon. He's going to take them as far as they're going to go. That guy can throw it all over the place.
How far do you think Sevier County makes it? You think?
Yeah,
you think this is the year they could make a deep playoff run?
Well, I mean, I've in my experience, they've made it to the second round, second round, pretty consistently. It's been probably over 10 years since they've made it to the third round of the playoffs. They have the talent. It's just about getting in there and doing it. They went 10-0 a couple years ago, lost on a 2-point conversion in the first round of Bearden. I think Bearden ended up going to state that year, but it was really unfortunate the way it ended up. So just because Just because you're really good at the regular season doesn't mean that translates into playoffs wins. And that's something people need to keep in mind about a lot of these teams. Just because, I mean, let's be honest, Sevier County plays in a really mediocre district. They don't play a lot of tough competition. They play tough competition. Of course, Morristown West is a really good football team. Jeff County is a really good football team. Dobbins Bennett, obviously, a great football team. But up and down the board, you're not seeing they don't play as many of the Knoxville schools as a lot of others do. And I'd like to see them start to do that a little bit more. And I think that's why you're seeing, them go 10-0 and get into the first round of the playoffs and get beat. Now, I think they can make the second round. I think they have a chance of the third round. I think they do. I don't think they're a state title contender, but, like Coach Brewer has said, Coach Steve Brewer down at Sevier County has said, that the year that they won state in '99, they lost 3 regular season games. They're a good team then. Good team. But, yeah, I like Sevier County tonight.
I like Sevier County as well. I just think, I agree with you, Cole and Boys is going to take that team pretty far. I think they go into Cherokee and they get a win.
What's next, Seth?
Team 1, Oak Ridge at Hardin Valley.
Oak Ridge at Hardin Valley. I will be on the Bradley Zolliger bandwagon as long as he's healthy. And he is healthy right now. Those kidneys are fine. They're no longer bruised. I like Oak Ridge. They do a lot of good things, especially on offense. I said this last week. I'll say it again this week. Ryan Hall at quarterback during Zolliger's absence was the best thing that happened to this football team. He's a better player. The team's a better player. They've had a struggle. They're preparing for another late playoff run. I like them again tonight.
I think it's simple. I'm going with Oak Ridge.
Yeah. Hardin Valley's a good team, too. But
Hardin Valley is a good team, but I just think Oak Ridge is gonna do something these last few weeks.
I like Zolliger. Good player. Anyway, that's all we've got today. For High School Game Day, this is Chris, Thomas, and Seth Jensen. We'll see you next week.